We're back for Different Kind of Genius once again. I'm your host, Andre Kufe, and we're all fully aware now that there's no rules. And today, I've got somebody on that has paved their own way, pretty much following that there are no rules principle. So today with me, I've got Jac. Jac, say what's going on.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good.
That's the way. Thank you so much for coming down as well.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for letting us push it back a week. Last week I was just too sick and that just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And I'm still a little bit sick, so if you hear me coughing, I apologise. I apologise. But we might as well jump straight into things. Jac, I obviously know what you do, but the people at home don't. So what do you get up to?
I'm an illustrator, designer, printer. Just creator, all-round creator, I guess. Work in animation and, anything creative. Yeah, I'm into it.
Anything creative?
Generally.
And you work in animation?
Yeah. So I've been working on a couple of productions past couple of years.
Yep.
At 12 Field Animation.
12 Field Animation?
Yeah. So it's
what are they?
Animation studio in Melbourne. So they're based in Moonee Ponds. And, the past... It was probably, I think, about a year and a half production. We've just done The Strange Chores.
Okay.
And, it's a cartoon that's going to be out on ABC3, I think, this year.
Yep.
So, that's sort of been the big production over the past, or mostly last year, spent all last year on that one.
True.
And, another little cartoon, working on that one there as well. Little J and Big Cuz.
Little J and Big Cuz. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that one, actually.
Talk about that, yeah.
I'll get to the shows in a second. I guess I want to know, so what happens at those studios down in Melbourne? Like, what do they look like? Are they normal office spaces or...?
It's like a big open plan office. And it's not cubicles, but, a bunch of desks. And, everyone just... kind of works together. There's like the designers in sort of one section, then we have the animators in their own section, then generally, storyboarders, and then there's, directors and, editing as well.
Okay. And does everybody have to have like pretty clear communication? Like the animators obviously have to know like what it's going to look like from the designers. Like how does that all sort of happen?
We generally have we had a studio manager, but we also have a production coordinator.
Okay.
And they would generally, keep everything together and everyone, communicating.
Yeah. And that, is it very important that everybody communicates?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like if, one thing breaks down, it can just cause huge problems down the track,
What's an example of a problem that it can cause?
Just say not the right character design.
Yep.
Maybe that will go through and... we can get a fair way into an episode or something and then realise that design or something isn't working and we have to change it. And generally it doesn't get to that point, that far along. But, just little things like that you sometimes don't... There'll be, something in the prop or character that you don't quite think about. Yeah. And, just sort of, throws a bit of a spanner in the works. So,
and that'd be a huge process too, because I can imagine you'd have to go back frame by frame and pretty much restart to fix from where that first frame went wrong.
Well, in frame-by-frame animation, for sure.
Are there different kinds?
Yeah, so we use a program, for Strange Chores, we use Toon Boom Harmony.
Toon Boom Harmony?
Yeah.
And what's that?
It's a total just animation program.
Okay.
I want to say it's a vector program, but... Basically, you can rig up characters in that program. So it's like a character having bones and stuff. So we'll have like a full turnaround of a character. So front on, 3/4, side, and then back.
Also like a 3D model almost.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so it's a 2D image, but almost like...
You can see every part of it.
Turn it like a 3D, almost, Enough for us to use in 2D anyway, Yeah.
I never even thought about that. And is a program like that expensive, or is that...
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
And how much, is that program?
I think the full version is about $3,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it makes sense, the ability to make, a character, digitally.
Yeah, well, they use harmony to make like Rick and Morty and cartoons
okay.
like that. So yeah,
Because like the trailer that you showed me, that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, it's very like Rick and Morty
yeah,
like the anime, like just, or maybe because that's more. Oh no, because I do watch a fair bit of like cartoons and anime, so it's like.
yeah. I mean, yeah, 2D sort of 2D animation. So yeah,
And so I guess like, oh well, for everyone at home, if you got a spare $3,000 lying around, it's like
Yeah.
make your own.
yeah. You can get like sort of more I won't say amateur, but like just versions of the program that aren't so expanded,
Yeah.
a bit cheaper.
Oh, which like, I'm sure would happen.
Yeah.
And so, what do you have to do for frame by frame, like animations?
Frame by frames generally. I mean, I don't call myself an animation expert, but so there's 24 frames in a second, it'd be 24 drawings in a second.
Yeah.
That's like animating on ones, so 1 frame per second.
Okay.
And you can animate on like 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s.
Yeah.
So animating on 2s would be 12 frames per 24 frames.
I getcha.
Yeah. So, 12
It's like
images
double.
for 24. Yeah. Or halve it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's in halves. Otherwise, it's 24.
Yeah. So the animation gets a little bit more choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the less frames there are.
So, what would be an example of that? Like, or like some form of show or something that does that style?
Have you seen the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I think it's called?
No, the animation.
Yeah, the animated one.
Nope.
Okay, so they did that one, and they did something interesting where they had 2 different characters on screen, and they had one who was learning to be Spider-Man, basically, and they had him animating, I think, on 2s, so he was a little bit more choppy emotion, like, not so smooth, but they had the older, like, actual Spider-Man character. They had him, animating on 1s, I think, so he was a lot more smoother, and so they just had, which is pretty, I think, it's pretty new having, those sort of like,
Side by side.
in the same shot and everything.
And what about workload? What's easier, doing the way you guys do it now, or that frame by frame, like model? Or is it sort of depends on what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I think it depends.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think having rigged characters is a lot easier.
And why is that? Because you just don't have to go back and...
Yeah, once the character's made. I mean, the animators do have to draw in frames and stuff that, the arm moves in a way that the rig doesn't support, so they'll draw in frames and stuff.
Oh, okay. So there is still a little bit of adjustment you have to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not just they get the stuff and then just make it work. They, often have to draw in stuff. Yeah.
And is that a big part of your job? Like, do you really have to know how to draw?
Well, there's a few animators that I would say, they wouldn't call themselves, really illustrators.
Yeah.
They're sort of more versed in animation.
Okay.
Whereas I'd probably consider myself more an illustrator than an animator because I'm not trained in animation. So, I mean, you don't have to be. You can take other people's drawings or work with other artists and they design things and you animate them.
True.
Yeah.
So what does your role look like within a space like that? Like where are you sitting in that office?
So I was on the Strange Tours, I was a design coordinator. So I would make up the design lists for all the designers. So I would basically break down the animatic. So we'd have the storyboarders draw up, storyboard the cartoon.
So like that's like, say for example, just Rick and Morty, like that's season 1, they've drawn out that whole story? Or do you go by episode?
So by episode.
Yep.
So our show is 11 minutes long. So we'd have the storyboarders would frame up or storyboard all of the shots.
Yep.
And then they would take those and turn that into an animatic. So it's
and what exactly is an animatic?
So it's so all the storyboard images are basically put together and made like a little animation of the cartoon.
Okay.
So just using their drawings, and that's used to like get the timing right because obviously we need to it to go for 11 minutes.
Yep.
So that stuff's all worked out in the animatic, the timing and pacing and the story and everything, like before we get started designing or making characters or anything. Or yeah.
And then so from the animatic, then where does it go to?
To the designers.
Yep.
So that's what I would do. I would get the animatic and I'd have to break down every shot.
Every shot.
So there'd be 200 shots per episode.
In an 11, so for 11 minutes, 200 shots.
On average.
Yep.
Yeah, they were sort of between, I think about 180 and 250 or so.
Jesus.
Yeah, so for each shot, I'd have to work out the background, all the characters used in that shot, and any props that are used. And for the backgrounds, you have to work out, like, if a door's opened or somebody walks past a doorway or something, you have to separate the background so that characters can walk behind. So that sort of stuff all needs to be worked out by the designers.
And that's a lot of that's that little stuff that you just don't even really think about.
Yeah, and like even we would sometimes be drawing a background and then, yeah, you think you're done, and then you watch the animatic and then you realise, oh, I didn't see that, but somebody walks past a window or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I have to go back and like cut out the window or something. And
Snap.
Yeah.
And is that like, I could imagine that being quite a long process because you'd have to do it, get it, like, so you've got the visual representation, be able to watch it, and then you see whether or not you've made any mistakes?
Yeah.
Or is it a bit more like you sort of do it on the fly?
I wouldn't say it's really on the fly. They work it out pretty solidly before move ahead into design and stuff.
True. And then so what happens after that? So after that step, it's gone to designers. Then what does it do?
Goes to the animators.
It goes back to the animators, or the animators and the animatics different?
Yeah, they're totally different. So
Okay.
the storyboarders will put together the animatic, or with the editor, he'll sort of piece it together. So yeah, the animators come in after the designs are worked out. So we had 2 teams of designers.
And how many people roughly are on a team?
I think we had about 6 or 7 per team of designers.
Okay.
And so we had them in 2 groups so we could separate the episodes. Somebody would take the odds and evens.
What do you mean by that?
Just like episode 1 goes to team 1.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So the animators get it, they get it?
They get it after the designers. So, yeah, we do all the backgrounds, all the props, and we got riggers in, like specialised riggers.
Specialised riggers?
Yeah, to build the characters.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had one of the guys from our design team, and yeah, he was really good with Toon Boom, so they got him as a like dedicated rigger rather than drawing backgrounds and stuff. And yeah, we got a couple more riggers in. So we actually had the design team and then a rigging team for all the characters. And after all the designs are done, which is a pretty long process.
I can imagine.
Yeah, then we're sort of trickling things out to the animators as we're finishing them. So we'd get a few episodes ahead, and then we'd give that to the animators because they started after us.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yep.
And then it sort of allows you to, like, if you need to change up anything, like, you've got that room to do so.
Yeah. So we're always finding little things that we needed to fix or.
And then after the animators, what's the step after that?
We had special effects. So,
okay.
Yeah, we had like.
Well, it really is like a massive process, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a big process.
And like you don't. I guess I just watch cartoons and I'm like sick. You just assume like, I don't know, someone's put it together like really quickly.
Yeah.
But that's not what happens.
Yeah, it's a pretty big process and production.
So it goes to special effects.
Yeah, so she was working with the animators, so they would sort of work together and work out special effects that were working. And yeah, she's really good, so got all those in. And after that, all the voices are recorded at the start, I should say that.
Oh, so like
So-
they will get the script, have to read through the script.
Yeah, so that's what the storyboarders are working with when they make the animatic.
Yep.
So we need all the voices in there so that the animators can work with those voices when they
Oh,
get the
'cause you need
backgrounds.
to move them.
Yeah, they got to sync up all the dialogue.
And I only know, I can only speak from my experience here, but because we record our audio through microphones and then have to sync it to the videos, that's the biggest process. Is
Yeah.
that even harder with animation?
I wouldn't really know actually.
Oh, 'cause that,
I
like-
haven't done much. Yeah, syncing and stuff, just walk cycles.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Gee, I'd never, like, yeah, every time somebody says something, I guess the character's mouth has to move and it has to match
Yeah.
what that person has said.
but there's not too many like mouth shapes that you work with. Like there's generally a set amount,
Interesting.
and yeah, anything wild, like wild expressions, they'll generally draw those in.
Okay.
But yeah, there's usually just all different mouth shapes already set up in the rig.
Yeah.
So I
Oh, so
can
they've
just-
got like sort of custom defaults
Oh
almost.
yeah, so all the rigs, yeah, they've got the arms, legs, torso, all of that. But then yeah, you got the ears, the eyes, mouth. Yeah, just all separated, but it's all
Yeah, but it's
in
all
the
like,
thing.
but then you have to build it sort of thing. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just an empty
Yeah,
like
yeah,
space.
yeah.
So after special effects, is that getting towards the end?
Yeah, I think it goes to editing then,
Yeah.
and yeah, editing will put it all together, and then it sort of goes back to the top, and then they sort of watch it, and then any changes are made from then on, I guess.
Do they like send it for review? Like, do they have like certain people that come in that'll watch the show and like to be that extra set of eyes?
Well, we had the art director Scott. He was working that's his studio, 12 Field, with Neil and Kelly. But so 12 Field was basically hired by Ludo Studios in Queensland
Okay.
to make The Strange Chores. So they're the company that's been making Bluey.
No, not aware of Blue.
Okay, so
But like they'll all be edited in, so you just keep going
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
So yeah, we would often send, or they would send the episode up to Daily to check, and yeah, like any changes that they wanted to make up there at their end, because it's kind of their show.
Yeah, like they're the ones that booked it sort of thing.
Yeah, so they obviously had their input as well. Yeah.
So okay.
Oh, and of course the ABC as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, they'd have to review it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
if you're putting it on our platform, like we want to see what it
That's
looks
it.
like first.
yeah.
Is that like? I guess there's a few questions there. How did ABC get involved? Like, is that the animation place in Queensland? Do they have like a partnership, or is it when they got wind of the idea?
I'm not too sure how this one got started, but I know 12 Field work with a production company in Melbourne called Media World,
Yep.
and they often work with ABC for a lot of their productions, so it might have come through that way.
Okay.
Yeah, not too sure.
I just didn't even realize how like sort of like I didn't even know that was a thing. Like a company will come to the 12 and like the studios and say, "This is the idea we have. We want you guys to do it. Good luck," and show us a finished bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated, but yeah, a lot of things like that do happen. Like somebody will just come up with an animation idea, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Writing something, and often those people will go to the ABC, and the ABC will say, "Well, yeah, if you can get some animation studio behind you, like who'll sign up to, help you make this, that's another option that can happen."
True.
Because
Like,
I mean, they might see the idea and think, "Yeah, there's something in this," but
yeah.
you need somebody to help you actually make the show. So
Yeah, I could imagine like it's all good and well that you've just been given a script. But you're like, how is that going to look like animated,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. And they're bigger teams than what I thought. I didn't think that many people would be involved in that whole process.
yeah, it was a pretty big production. Yeah.
And how do people even get the opportunity to be like in that space?
In the team.
Yeah. Or is it like a core group that has stayed together for quite a while?
I think 12 Field's got a pretty good crew, like
Yep.
sort of solid crew. But we actually had a lot of graduates on this show. so almost like their first job kind of thing.
True.
But they were advertising. I found the job on Instagram.
Really?
So, yeah. I
Interesting.
think I was following I think it was an animation like job place, and yeah, I knew about the show because years ago when I was working there, they were working on the trailer for it.
Yep.
And the style was totally different. But even back then, like 5-6 years ago, I was like,
It was ahead
that
of
show
its
looks
time.
cool.
Yeah.
I want to work on it. Because it was about monsters and creepy stuff, and yeah, everything I would have loved as a kid watching cartoons.
True. Well, I guess now we're here. Run us through. So what have you been working on? Like, what is the show called and what is it about?
So The Strange Chores?
Yeah.
Strange Chores is about two teenage kids that want to be monster hunters, and they're being taught by Mr. Helsing,
Yeah.
who's a monster hunter training them. And yeah, they're basically, it's those two boys and a ghost girl
Yeah.
in the house, and they're basically just doing all of Mr. Helsing's strange chores, which is a lot of capturing monsters and yeah,
Just stuff you normally wouldn't do as a kid.
exactly. Just strange chores.
No, like I've seen the trailer and like it looks pretty good. And then like I didn't get the ghost girl at the start because like I was like, is that a girl? And she's just like imagined
legs.
herself. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was like, it's animation. Like there's no real rules. So I was like, is that just how they've like created her?
Yeah, so she was used to be a monster hunter, and yeah, I guess
Unfortunately,
yeah, things happened along the way.
yeah. And now she's
Yeah.
brought back to continue monster hunting.
Yeah, well, she's there in the house now and helping out the boys. So
No,
yeah, so
that's-
it's Charlie Pierce and Q.
Yeah. And that's the bigger one too. He sounds Kiwi.
Yeah, so it's Julian Dennison
Yeah.
from Hunt for the Wilder People. So he voices Pierce.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not too sure of the voice actor names for the other characters, but yeah.
And how does so I guess who do they even go to for the voices, or is it just when the writer's got the character in mind? He's like, this person's got a good voice for this person. Like,
I don't know. I'm not too sure how.
No idea?
Yeah.
because that's like it's weird because I got a few friends that study animation and they all talk about how there's no jobs. Like, or there's just like, it's a very small field to find jobs in. And everything
Yeah.
that you're telling me, I'm like, their teams are massive.
Well,
There's studios everywhere. Like,
I don't know. There's not too many studios around, and
Yeah.
this one was a pretty, in particular, big production.
yeah.
Little J and Big Cars. That's pretty small. That was. It's a bit extended with like musicians and stuff, but maybe 10, 12 people. Like it was 2 designers. Yeah, I'm not sure how
So
many.
just a bit of a
animators,
smaller
but
team?
Yeah, it would have been like under 20 people, I guess. for
And
that
just the
one.
comparison of that, like, how many people roughly would you have for Little J and Big Cars, and how many people for Stranger Chores? Or like 12 and then like 20 plus?
Yeah, I think there was for Strange Chores. It was probably, I feel like maybe 30
Yeah.
in the studio.
And that's for an 11-minute show.
Yeah, 26 episodes.
And how long does Little J and Big Cars go for?
They're 11 minutes as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was season 2 for Little J. So we had a lot of the elements already created for season 1 that we could use again.
True. That would make it a little bit easier
Yeah.
to a degree because like you
Yeah.
don't have to go back and
True.
like
But
you can pinch certain.
Yeah, but they often also don't give as much of a budget for season 2 because they know that things are already made.
Really? So what? Like how big are the budgets that you get for say season 1? Like if you can share that information.
Yeah, I would have no idea about
No idea?
budgets. Yeah.
Well, I guess it'd have to be quite high to
Yeah.
employ 30 people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Strange Chores was
It
a
was a
lot of
big
money,
deal?
but
Yeah.
I know we went over budget, but I don't know how much.
And what happens when you go like, or like you don't know so much about what happens if you were to go over budget?
I don't know. I think they were having to go back to the money backers.
Yeah, the investors almost.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
look,
that's
we've got a
it.
great concept, but we just fell a little bit short.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of that.
Snap. So I guess how did you get into all of this?
Into animation or just
Just everything that you now get up to. Animation. Let's start there.
So animation, I pretty much always wanted to be in animation.
Yeah.
I kind of actually got interested when I was probably like 4 or 5. I've told this story heaps to people, but I remember getting up and going to watch like just early morning cartoons
Yeah.
and catching, I don't know if you know Astro Boy.
Yeah.
So in the end credits is like flashcards of him running,
Yeah.
and it starts out just like a single frame, and then it like cycles through.
Yeah, and it gets more intense.
Yeah, and then he's just like fully running.
Yeah.
And yeah, my little 5-year-old brain saw that and just realised, whoa, that's how they make cartoons. I just thought, well, I like drawing. I can draw. I want to do that.
Yeah, I reckon.
So yeah.
What did that pathway look like? How, like, so from a 5-year-old, then, like, did you study it?
I
Was it a
enrolled
hobby?
straight into it. No. Just like any other kid, just kept drawing.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand, like, how to get a job. You know, you don't think that kind of
No,
thing
you
at
don't.
5. But yeah, just always wanted to do art, I guess. And yeah.
So what did school look like for that? Like, were you able to tell, it's like, Mum, I want to be an animator? And
Yeah,
your mum's like,
yeah.
What's that?
I used to tell adults, and they used to always just tell me what it entailed. Like, you have to draw a picture over and over and over. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I reckon. It's like, how do I do that?
Yeah. Well, primary school was just art class. I didn't really I knew I wanted to be an animator, but I wasn't, I guess, pursuing it, under
So
age 10.
When did you start pursuing it?
I guess sort of, I wouldn't say pursuing, but just always interested in it. So teenage years, just soaked up everything I could, like any kind of books at libraries. This is like pre-internet age. So yeah, any books I could find, I just devour them. And like anytime there was a animated movie coming out, they'd always put on a making of on TV.
Okay.
So I'd always just have a tape ready and just like I'd scour the TV guide when that movie was coming out until I found the making of, and then I'd just record that and just try and pick up as much info as I could just from a little half-hour show about, because it's the only place you could really see like background images of people working in animation studios and what they were doing. And
true. And it was good that they were able to at least provide that pre-internet, so it's like you actually had a place to look for like something relevant.
Yeah, it was just luck of the draw trying to find that half-hour show on TV, and just have to look through the TV guide for it.
So then take us forward from there. Like, did you find, like, how did you get your first job as an animator?
Well, I'm not an animator.
Yeah.
So I kind of got into it through just drawing, and I got a website when I studied at the Gordon TAFE.
Yep.
And I did a 2-year advanced diploma. So the first year I did like a stop motion animation.
Stop motion animation?
Yeah, so it's like, do you know that, stop motion?
No, just tell us what it is.
So it's basically like creating little miniatures
of
characters and make a little sort of diorama prop thing.
Okay.
And just like moving like puppets and stuff.
Yep.
So move the character, take a photo, move it again, and just moving puppets and stuff.
Yep.
So made a little animation in my first year, and then second year, I think I made my big project just like creating a website and kind of trying to work out a bit of a brand behind myself. So kind of got serious about drawing around then.
Mm-hmm.
I guess sort of 19-ish.
Yep.
And kind of got really into comics around that time as well.
Okay.
So just basically just kept a website and just kept drawing. I wasn't anyway in animation, like I wasn't. I didn't know any studios or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was working in graphic design in Geelong, and just kept drawing and just kept uploading my stuff onto my website. And,
So you created a showreel in a sense.
Yeah, but just still images, just online still portfolio. And I got an email one day from Scott Van den Bosch, and yeah, I think he'd lived down in sort of coastal area down here, but yeah, it was in Melbourne, and just said, yeah, I've been checking out your stuff online, and he offered me a job. It was a while back for, I think it was Dog Star. It's another
Dog
cartoon
Star.
that they did.
Okay.
But I did the test for that, but didn't get the job that time. But he just said, look, if anything comes up, yeah, we'll try and keep you in mind. So, yeah, he just emailed me back another time and said, we've got this production coming up. And, yeah, we've got, thinking about getting you on board. And, yeah, if you're interested, come
And
have
what
a
was
chat.
your first production?
So that was called The Flamin' Thongs.
The Flamin' Thongs.
Yeah.
The Flamin' Thongs. You can
Wait,
tell it's...
the one on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
True?
Yeah.
That's huge. That's actually huge.
What do you know about it, Liam?
Well, I used to watch it when I was
Whale
like
Bay.
15 or 14, I think. Something
Yeah.
like that.
So,
That's
yeah,
actually
there's only one season of that. But that was my first production.
True?
So, yeah, so grateful that, yeah, he just gave me a shot because, yeah, it's how
That's
I got
actually a
in.
big deal. I've never heard him react like that to
Yeah.
something before. I guess... we'll keep going on that. But just real quick, when they tested you for the other one, what do you mean they tested you? Like, what did you have to do for the test?
So they sent me a flash test. So at the time, they're making it in Adobe Flash, or
Yeah.
Adobe Animate, it's called now. So it's basically a flash test. And I failed because I hadn't used Flash in probably like 10 years or something. And just, I think I loaded it on my computer. Like as soon as he emailed me, I'm just like, I have to learn this program. So I just hustled, but yeah, just failed the test. It's, pretty bad.
Which is all right, as long
Yeah.
as you pass the next one.
Yeah.
So you did Flamin' Thongs was your first production.
Yeah.
And then what was next?
After that, I went back to freelancing down in Geelong. So
But is it one of those things where once you've done a project with them, like you're sort of on the list for the next projects that come up?
not necessarily on the list, but
Yep.
yeah, I mean they're a pretty good crew. Like if they find good workers, they'll try and hang on to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
So how long were you doing your freelancing for before the next opportunity popped up?
probably a few years, maybe 4 years or so.
Yep.
But I was sharing studio space with Robot Army.
You've
this
mentioned
one?
them before.
Yeah, okay.
So what did that look like? What were you doing together?
Well, I was sort of doing my own thing down there. They basically I hired a desk from them,
Yep.
and so I was just down there doing design. I would do graphic design and stuff for them
Yep.
for some of their projects. But yeah, I was also working on my comic and just freelance design jobs and illustration.
So wait, what's your comic? Tell us about the comic. What's the comic that you do?
So the one I've been working on now is called We're Not Alone,
We're Not Alone.
and it's about a couple of kids set in the 80s, just because I grew up in the 80s. And
You got to speak about what you know.
yeah. And yeah, they see a UFO and they sort of freak out a bit, and then they start to think that their neighbour might be an alien. So yeah, that's about as much as I should really say about it.
Oh, the rest is all
Yeah.
easy. Well, when that time comes, just shoot us through all that information and we'll make sure that's everywhere. Because people will be like, you can't just leave me there. It's like, what else is there?
I've got the first, I think, 18 pages online on my website.
Okay. Well, we'll have that linked and stuff as well.
Yeah, cool.
So wait, you freelanced for about 4 or 5 years, and then, like,
Yep.
what happened after that time period?
That's when I got into the Strange Chores. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was just freelancing, and then money was getting a bit tight, and just thinking, I kind of just wanted like a job for a while.
Yeah.
It gets pretty tough freelancing, and always chasing money, and so I just thought, no, I want to get back into animation as well. So I saw this opportunity and jumped on it.
Yeah. I guess while you were freelancing, like, in your field, what things are you looking for to, like, make it quick? Like, so say, for example, like, if you're a musician, you can play a show, make money that way. Like, Like, what were you doing more or less?
A lot of logo designs. I was laying out like a couple of magazines just down the coast, like just food and wine and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was like a pretty steady, regular gig.
Yeah.
That was bringing in money, but it was only like maybe 4 issues a year. So
Okay.
that was, kind of the only steady money. And other than that, it was just, had sort of regular clients that would send me through, pretty regular work.
And I guess because it's the little things, it's like updating like a logo, like, or just advancing the, like, I didn't realize how that sort of all fell under the same, not umbrella, but like you'd go to the same sort of person for all of those things.
Yeah, well, generally not. I think most
Okay.
people kind of specialise in like, just graphic design or just illustrating, but I'm all over the place.
Yeah, but you're like, no, but that's the way to be. Like, rather than just like restrict yourself to a box, like stay open enough to be like, I can do
Yeah.
this, I can do that, I can do
It's-
that.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Like, I don't really like to be locked down into one, medium.
Yeah, which is like anybody, especially who's creative, like put us in a
Yeah.
box like that, it's not gonna last.
Yeah,
So
break out.
now that you're up to like, how long did that whole process take to complete, or is it still ongoing?
Strange Shores?
Yeah.
So that wrapped up earlier this year.
Yeah. So it's all done and like it's all finished now.
It's all completed now.
Well, congratulations as
Yeah.
well. Like I
Thank
think
you.
that's probably true as well.
Yeah, I think we're all. I mean, everyone loved working on it, but it
Yeah.
was a big long production.
Yeah. And how long was the production on that?
So I started in November 2017. I went through all of 2018, and I finished. I think thinking like February, March this year on that.
Okay, so nearly 2 years.
Yeah, year and a half.
And for 26 episodes, 11 minutes each. And I
Yeah.
guess that it would take that much time.
Yeah, it did.
So now that makes so much sense for like, 'cause I love watching anime. And I now
Oh, yeah.
understand why I have to wait so long for the next season. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what do you mean? Don't you have it ready to go? Like, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. That's a lengthy period of time.
Yeah.
But I guess that's great for you because it provides you with that security, for
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at least a year and a half, like you've got stable income.
Yeah.
Don't have to go looking.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
That's
networking
relief.
as well. Like you'd be meeting so many people on the way.
And so many talented people up there. Like, it's pretty insane.
What does the talent look like in those spaces?
Oh, man. Everyone is just, crazy talented. Like, everyone's got different styles, but it's can
Of
be
like,
intimidating.
drawing and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. And how can it be intimidating?
Oh, just because everyone's so talented.
And like you just like you don't look at yourself and pat yourself on the back at all.
Or, I mean, I don't think I do that a whole lot anyway.
Yeah.
But when you're around so much talent, and
But you've done your fair share. Like not only that, you've done a lot, still doing a lot, and it's like you wouldn't, and especially the role that you had there, like they wouldn't have put you in that role if they did not think you were completely capable.
Yeah. I think they wanted it because I mean they had a lot of graduates and stuff, and they were on the design team, and I really wanted to be on the design team because I mean you get to draw all day, but Scott said like if we put you on design coordinator, you're going to spend a lot of time in spreadsheets and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I had to make all the lists, but it meant I got to see like every episode and just like knew every episode in and out, and got to see the whole thing rather than just the episodes that I was assigned.
So okay, that makes a lot of sense because like you could be given a specific character and it's like your role could be.
Yeah, because like they might get a huge character. Like we had, creatures with huge tentacles and stuff, and like I'm not sure how long they spent rigging characters, but they would sometimes spend a whole week just on one character doing a turnaround.
And is it 9 to 5 or is it just like?
Yeah.
So it's like they've got you routine.
It's just people sitting there, for like 8 hours just working.
And I guess that's not a long day if that's what you love doing.
Yeah, it can be a long day.
It can be a long
yeah,
day.
I mean, work's work.
Yeah, so yeah, when it gets like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like everyone loves it, obviously, but yeah, at the same time, it is work.
No, like that's, I know it's different, and like there's no like, and then the people I guess that are in your field aren't openly talking about it. Like there's not well, like that I've come across. There isn't much information about all this stuff. Like we just see the finished product, and I guess
Yeah.
because you see it majority of the time, like as a younger person. And like you're just watching the cartoons in the morning before school. You're like,
Yeah.
every week, new cartoon. Don't
Yeah.
care how it's made,
Yeah,
just as long
just
as
give me
it's
more.
there.
Yeah.
And have you been approved for season 2 yet, or that's something that you find
Yeah, I'm
out
not sure.
after it drops?
Yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.
Well, everybody
Yeah.
rushing this. Make sure you run it up because we want season 2 because it looks good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's so, dang.
Yeah, so actually my contract was extended because I ended up, I was doing a bit of design stuff, but then I jumped onto scene planning for Strange Chores.
Okay.
So that was basically getting all the elements. I'd get the background, all the props and characters used, and then I'd put that all into Toon Boom
Yep.
and set up the camera and any kind of zooms or something or anything like that the camera's doing.
Yep.
I would set that up and then save the file, and then that goes to the server, and then the animator who's assigned that shot opens that up.
Yep.
And they've got the background there, the characters and the props kind of sized to generally how they should be, and they can
So
sort
then
of
the
just get
animator
running.
just gets it and just like plugs and plays
Yeah,
it.
so they don't have to go around searching for all the elements that they'll need for the shot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. It's a massive process, and I knew it'd be long. Like I knew there'd be like a lot
Yeah.
you had to do, but I didn't know how actually involved the whole thing was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it surprised me when I first got into it.
Yeah.
Just, how long everything takes. But at the same time, I sort of, knew that's what animation was.
Hmm. And so, what did that look like? You had to drive to Melbourne or catch the train?
Yeah, I was driving up because they used to be in Fitzroy. So I used
Yep.
to catch the train up. But I don't know if you catch V-Line much, but...
Yeah, it's pretty rough. it's pretty rough.
So, because they moved to Moonee Ponds, it was either going to be an hour and a half on the train or pretty much an hour door-to-door in the car. So
No, you get in your car.
drove, yeah.
And then you can leave when you want to.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just, panicking, trying to get, train connections and all that nightmare. So, I was just driving up.
No.
Yeah, but long days, like
Oh, yeah.
12, 13-hour days before I got home.
True.
Yeah.
But then, like, yeah, that's actually nuts to think that that's what's required and 30 people need to put in that much work for an 11-minute, like,
Yeah.
like sequence.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like, if you want it to look that good, like, you have to put in that much time and
Yep.
energy.
Yeah, totally.
So what else do you get up to, Jack? I know you do a bit.
So I'm working on a graphic novel, which I've been working on. I explained that before.
Yeah.
I've been working on that for a while, and I just sort of chip away at that,
Yep.
just in between jobs. And freelancing, and then I started up a printing company a couple of years ago,
Yep.
nearly 3 years ago.
And what's the printing company called?
That's Idle Hands Print Co.
Yep.
So I actually started out a few years earlier. I started a kids' clothing line with a friend.
Okay. What's that called?
It was called Yo Crib.
Yo Crib.
Yo Crib.
True.
So-
Oh, wait, was it on a hand?
No?
Okay.
What do you mean on a hand?
Like I've got this flashback of like Yo Crib on like a hand and it looked like that.
No.
No, something else?
That's not me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, me and a friend got into that, and that's sort of how I got into designing shirts. And I did that before, but actually printing the shirts. We started up Yo Crib. I was doing all the designs, and we got our first shirts printed up through just a screen printing company in Geelong.
Yep.
And I just figured, like, I was at home pretty much all the time just freelancing, and I've always wanted to learn how to print. So I just, started YouTubing and yeah, just sort of teaching myself and worked out how to build a printing press to suit exactly what I needed.
Like you built your own printing press.
Yeah.
Like the thing that prints
Yeah.
like graphics on t-shirts.
Yeah, and all the screens as well. I actually counted them up the other day and I've got about 65 screens at home.
Jesus.
And one of them's bought. So the first one I ever bought, like how I got into it, was a Speedball screen printing kit from
Yep.
the art store. It's like in a box like that big. It comes with one screen, a little squeegee.
Oh,
I
to
think-
do it like the old way.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I got that screen and just built the press so I could fit the screen into it. And then, yeah, sort of customized the press a bit more so I could print like tiny little onesies, like for babies, or like, 4XL size shirts.
Yeah, because it's got to be different, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wanted to print my own shirts, even though, yeah, at the time I wasn't printing adult stuff, but I wanted to print things for myself. So, yeah, just sort of taught myself how to screen print.
Yeah.
Yeah, so started that, and then that, yeah, my business partner at the time, she was getting a bit sick,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it was just bad timing. I think like we both really wanted to do it. It was a good idea. I think we both loved the designs, but yeah, just bad timing. So
Which is like sometimes it's a key factor.
yeah, and she had 2 young kids, which was another huge thing. Like I don't have kids, so
Yeah.
I've got all the time in the world. So yeah, we sort of decided, we'll put that aside for now, and that's when I came up with Idle Hands Print Co.
Yeah.
And yeah, just decided, let's make it about things that I want to make it about and keep me interested, and yeah.
So how long's Idle Hands been operating for?
Started that January 2017.
Oh wow.
So it was
So you've been busy the past 2 years, haven't you?
yeah, pretty busy.
Putting that work in.
Yeah. So that, actually, it came up pretty quick. I'd always kind of wanted a t-shirt company, like
Yep.
not a company, but like a brand, but just hadn't quite decided on what I wanted it to be about.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different things going around. Like it feels like everyone's got a t-shirt company.
Yeah, like I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because I've thought, I think about it all the time as well. But then it's just, and Liam works as a screen printer.
Oh yeah, where at?
It's called Fully Promoted now. It used to be like with this guy, he had his own business, but he linked up with this embroidery company, and they like do screen prints and embroiders.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, and so we've really been like just researching the whole like just in how it all goes, and it's not easy, and especially as you said like it feels like everybody's doing it now, so it's like how do you make yourself different?
Yeah, because I was watching all the trends sort of coming and going, and
And keyword coming and going.
yeah,
Like just as quick as a new trend comes, like the next thing comes.
yeah, that's it. Like there was so many like anchors and stuff a few years ago. Remember that? Everything was nautical.
Drop the anchor and stuff. I don't know if they're still. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, there was all the same thing in the babies' clothing line. Like,
Which is a niche little category, I have to say as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's perfect because they're forever growing. So it's like they're always going to be buying new stuff.
yeah, we were focusing on boys' clothing as well for Yo Crib because I mean, you go to a baby's clothing store and there's generally just heaps of girls' clothing, but people were saying to us like, can't find good stuff for our boys. So yeah, we sort of hit that market.
Which is like a perfect, like that's, but then I think that's what we realised through making like a clothing brand, you have to have a specific market.
Yeah, you got to have a demographic.
And it's so hard to just pick like 12 to 25, like male youth.
Yeah.
You like,
There's
we all
plenty out
like
there,
different stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it's like we all like different stuff. It's like, which one do you pick?
yeah. But yeah, I was sitting there one day and I think I was lying in bed actually and just trying to think of a name for the brand, and yeah, I just thought like one of my favourite movies is Idle Hands, like
Okay, I haven't seen it.
cheesy
Yeah.
horror comedy.
True.
But yeah, I think I had a quote in my head from that movie, and I just thought, Idle Hands are the devil's playground, and I just thought, makes sense. So I googled it, and I think I found there was one business called Idle Hands Screen Printing, and they were in Compton.
True.
but they closed down like 2 or 3 years earlier.
Oh.
So it's like there's no idle hand screen printing. So I didn't want to go idle hand screen printing because I kind of wanted it to be like a brand.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have shirts that just said idle hand screen printing on them. So I figured print go. And then, it just sort of came up with a logo pretty quick and got online. And then I think 2 days after that, an idle hand screen printing popped up in New South Wales.
True.
Yeah. But they're
They're
totally different.
Yeah.
So.
Did you trademark all your stuff as well?
Nah.
Not yet?
Nah. I mean, it's copyrighted.
Yeah, no, like, well, that's pretty much
I haven't
the
got
same.
a spare 10 grand to,
Yeah,
to drop.
yeah, tell me, like,
Yeah.
and then, like, because you think that's what you're paying for, but then you realise you just paid for copyright.
Yeah.
Like, to trademark, it's like, Jesus.
Big money, yeah.
But then it's so worth it as well, like, it can save you so much money in the
yeah.
future, like.
Yeah.
But then, as you said, who's got 10 grand?
Yeah.
So that's, like, so you make, like, you've had your hand in making heaps of animations. You've done idle hands. What else is there?
What's there? I know, just comics. I don't know. That I pretty much just draw.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Like,
But then I've seen some of your work. What was that? Like, and I've got no shame even plugging him as well, but you drew something for another podcast.
the unconventional filmmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the sickest art like that I've seen for that sort of thing before, and I was like, and how did that happen?
Yeah.
Did you just draw it for them and they were like, here you go?
that's Ryan Chamley from Robot Army. So that's his podcast.
Okay.
So yeah, like I've known Ryan for like 20 years or something. Like we used to play in bands together.
True.
Yeah, back in the day. I used to play music pretty much all my 20s.
Yeah, you really just pulled that one out of nowhere. So like, wait, what instrument did you even play?
Started out drumming, but then moved pretty quickly to guitar. So I wanted to be a drummer in high school and tried out for that and didn't get it.
Didn't get it?
Yeah. But just as I do, just picked it up outside of school and just did my own thing. And then so the first live gig I played was playing drums.
Yep.
But then drums are loud and
Yeah.
take a lot to pack up and stuff. And
Oh, they do.
I didn't have my own kit then, and I'd already been playing guitar for a few years. So just thought I'd focus on guitar instead.
True.
And started a band with my cousin and a couple of good mates.
And how long did that last for?
A few years. I think I played from like 20 to 27.
Okay, so that's quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just started out playing covers and stuff like most bands do.
And what was the band called?
We ended up being called A Silent Betrayal.
The Silent Betrayal.
A Silent Betrayal.
Oh, A Silent Betrayal.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had a lot of band names before that, but
Yeah.
that's what we settled on. Just started out playing covers and then, working a few originals in. And then, just originals took over and,
And the rest was history.
Yeah.
And
had a good time.
what sort of, how did you even manage to juggle being in a band with everything else you did?
Well, at the time I was just working in graphic design in Geelong, like kind of part-time and drawing a little bit, but I was probably more focused on music then, I'd
Interesting.
say. Yeah.
And then how did that all end?
The band sort of wrapped up a bit. Like a couple of other guys were playing in other bands.
Mm-hmm.
And we just, kind of wrapped it up. And then a few months later, we're like, do we want to do this again? We were going to pick it back up, but our singer passed away.
Oh,
so
rest in peace.
Yeah, Damo. He was on tour with another band and had a road accident. So,
No shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We lost a couple of guys, but
That sucks.
and he's freaking amazing, like vocalist. So
He's one of the homies.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was like the heart, almost like he was the voice of the band. So I mean, we were gonna play again, but obviously, that
But
happened.
It's a hard one, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't think of a better way to even like go into it. But we're talking about off camera. So like that would have been like a pretty hard time. Like what did you do to get through that?
Yeah, it was a pretty tough time. I think just having good friends around.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just good
We
mates.
just all got together.
Yeah. It's pretty hard because, like, I was in a relationship at the time. It sort of broke down probably about 6 months after that. So, yeah, that was sort of a big, life-changing event around then. That was sort of...
It would have been.
I think it was about 27 or 28 when that all happened, and sort of, broke up with my girlfriend and moved back to Geelong. And no, actually still living in Melbourne then, but, eventually moved back down here.
Snap.
Yeah.
And then, I guess the only reason I asked, did you use drawing as a form of escape? Or like as a form of release, I should say?
Yeah, I think it always has been. Just, I think, people that draw sort of, like it is that sort of just therapy. Like,
What makes it therapy?
I think, I don't even know how, like, because a lot of times, like, I don't really use words to express myself. I guess I just,
Which makes complete sense though. Like,
yeah.
in everything you do, it's probably easy to like...
Yeah, just channel it into drawings and stuff.
Well, like, and the only thing I can really relate to is like Cax, the graffiti artist.
Yeah.
That's how he would choose to express himself. Like sometimes he couldn't have, like, for example, and this is something he said, so it's all right. In Ballarat, there was a big problem with suicide. And then, like, once upon a time, there used to be Ballarat, like he just would write that message for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And that was his expression of that.
Yep.
And that made him feel better because at least he felt like he was addressing the situation.
Yeah.
And so it makes complete sense for someone with your ability to turn to a pad and a pen in order to get that out.
Yeah. Like, I can't really explain it, but I just know that I feel better about myself after I draw. And I did notice a few years ago, actually, when I was drawing that, like, I think my heart rate totally lowers. And I realised, like, as I was drawing that, I was probably taking about, like, 2 breaths per minute as I was drawing. I'm just like, whoa, this is...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like you sort of fall into, like, fuck, I don't even know what you'd call it. Just, like,
you do get
absolute
in that zone.
concentration almost.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is just, getting into that zone and something happens. I think it's human, like...
But I guess
being
it's a
creative.
positive coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And, like, you could have done so many things. Like, you could have went and drunk 30 beers at a pub.
Yeah.
Went and abused all these substances, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But instead it was just, like, pad and a pen. That's all I need.
Yeah. I mean, it worked since I was a kid. Just feels good drawing. So.
Mm-hmm. No, that's sick. Also, I guess, like, what's next for Jac? Like, what do you see the future looking like?
Oh man, there's a lot I want to do.
Like what?
I've been sculpting a bit lately.
Sculpting?
Yeah, just like making things out of like polymer clay.
True.
So I used to do that 15, 20 years ago as well. Just making little busts of characters and stuff.
Yep.
So I picked that up again recently. So sort of getting into that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I want to do heaps more in animation. I want to do, more shows. And I'd love to get into like storyboarding and, just...
Oh, like doing the actual process of it?
Yeah, just, drawing storyboards. Like I really love doing that sort of rough, sketchy stuff and working out angles. Like I've always loved like film theory and studying films and cinematography.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think drawing comics as well, you really have to like frame every shot and the whole page has to work and the pacing has to work. So, yeah, I feel like that sort of translates from like comics to storyboarding.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like framing every shot and it has to be like, the best way for it to work, like with either, speech bubbles in the frame.
You've got
panel.
restricted space.
Yeah, and there's, different things for animation, but there's heaps love to do. Like, love horror movies, so I'd be sick to work on a big budget horror movie.
True.
Just doing special effects or something, like model making. I want to push Idle Hands a bit further.
Yep.
Get that into stores and stuff.
Get into stores as well.
Yeah.
You're trying to get into some local ones?
Yeah, I was going to be working with a friend in Geelong, and she was
Mm-hmm.
going to help me get them into a few stores, because I'm not really a salesperson. Like
Yeah.
I'm not hugely a people person. So
Which is fine.
yeah, just lock me up in a studio. I'll make all the stuff, but yeah, I do need, I think, some help getting it into stores, and yeah,
Well, that's like,
pushing that a bit.
well, you've got the product, and I'll even dub in the photo that you gave me a T-shirt, and I'll take a photo of that so I can put
Sick.
that in, because it's
Yeah.
sick.
Thanks,
And
man.
like, it'll work. I can't remember what I was going to say too. It just absolutely blanked my mind. But the last thing that I was going to ask, not the last thing, just one thing I was going to ask. All the graduate students that were working with you, what had they studied at uni?
Animation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just like it's just a normal course, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised I remember that question as well.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting on it for ages, and I was like, I really want to ask this because I want to know.
Yeah.
No, but like you've got a lot coming up, and you do the most, and then I guess life will sort of change once Stranger Chores drops.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll do just fine. With the way he was raving on about the thong one, I'm like, I think this one will do just fine.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm really keen to see how it's received.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody that can help her get the stuff in stores, holler at Jack. Be like, oi,
Yeah.
I know how to do this. This is what I need.
Yeah, quality goods.
No. Well, I guess we're at that time of the day. And I'm interested to hear what you have to say for this. But Jack, what's one thing that you wish you were told as a youth?
Oh, man. I think probably. Yeah, I should have thought about this a bit more.
That's all right.
I think just trust in yourself. It's pretty basic, but yeah, I think a lot of people just get clouded by what other people want them to do, or tell them they should be doing. And I think, trust your guts. Like, it's kind of everything.
But it's important because that's been a big part of everything that I've picked up from you anyway. You're figured out what I want to do. Now gone and researched that on my own, whether that be pre-internet or after internet.
That's it. I think learning is a huge portion of life. If you keep learning, I think it just keeps you young. As a kid, everything is so new and you're just taking it all in. And I feel like when people get a bit older, they're just, done that. I'll just sit down and watch the same old shows and stuff. But there's so much out there that you can be doing and
Experiencing.
learning. Yeah.
It's nuts. And I think you're a different breed of individual when you will find something that you like. Trust within yourself that this is something that you want to do.
Yeah.
And you actually take the steps to fulfill that.
Yeah.
And because Liam says it with everything I ask him, I'm like, how do you learn things these days? He's like, YouTube.
Exactly.
And I'm like, the world's really changed now.
Yeah.
You can learn anything you want.
Yeah.
As long as you know what you want to learn.
Yeah. I think, you just got to sort of trust in yourself. And it might take a while to realise what you want to do. But, a lot of the jobs that I've gotten from just a drawing that I've done just out of fun. And it hasn't been for any money or for any reason. And I just wanted to do that drawing. But that one drawing has brought me in other work in areas that I want to work in. So, don't just be doing things for other people. Just, do what you want to do. Life's way too short to be living it for other people. You got one life. Just,
Trust your guts and live it.
Yeah.
It's actually that's actually a really good thing. And after I saw that hanging around the shop, I remember that was the first sticker you ever gave me.
Yeah.
Which bit's it in? I think it's behind them cans.
It's all
Or
there,
is
isn't
it
it?
behind the guy? But I
Above
remember
the pumpkin.
seeing... What's that?
Above the pumpkin?
True. And I've never seen that, and that like resonated with me so well. And I think
Yeah.
because the same time that I came across you was like that was when
Yeah, that's
I
when we
like
met.
fully had to rely on that. I was like, I really do have to trust my guts to get
Yeah.
to the next journey.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to do it for me.
And I feel like any time I haven't, like I've second guessed myself or I've thought I should do this, but 3 other people are saying, nah, don't do that. Do this instead. Like I regret it. So, yeah.
And that's the like, if I say life short, it's like regret's a whole other thing. Like just
Yeah.
never have regrets.
Like, yeah, nobody's promised tomorrow. So,
For sure.
yeah, do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't harm anyone, but
Oh, yeah, like
Yeah.
stay within means.
yeah.
But I say that to Liam all the time. Like, any idea you have, like, please tell me and we will try it.
Yeah.
Because there's no point of using these heads to do things like that and then not following through.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're just teasing yourself.
Yeah, well, actually, one of the things in our band, A Silent Betrayal, that I just loved that we always did. Like, we used to practice heaps, like, I think twice a week sometimes, but we had this thing that we just said, like, if anyone's got an idea, we got to try it. So nobody ever just, came up with an idea and we're all like,
Yeah, you
it's not
don't
going to work.
dismiss it.
Yeah, because sometimes, something, you just want to try out will totally work and, just give it a shot.
Not only that, like, I'm sure you've come across many instances in your life where just because you've tried something has opened the door to many new things.
That's it. Like I don't really see anything as a mistake. I mean, you can call it a mistake, but like Yo Crib, I mean, some people might look at that and go, "Oh, it's a failed business." But to me, I learned how to screen print. I learned a lot of. I probably made a lot of mistakes that I can. Yeah, I've now avoided in idle hands. So it's all learning experience. Like every mistake is just
Just an opportunity for you to learn from.
Yeah, totally.
But then that's just as important. It's like, not only have you trusted your guts and followed part of your process, but you've taken that time to reflect on that process and identify areas where you can improve next time.
Yeah.
Which is what's led to Idle Hands, and from everything I've seen so far from that, I'm like,
Yeah.
you've done a pretty good job.
I'm having a good time.
You're having a good time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just
That's
in
good.
life, like just doing what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love it.
It's important. If you
Yeah.
don't, it's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
Well, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
But Jack, tell the people where they can find you. Where do they go to find more of your great work?
So I've got a website. It's enthused.net.
Maybe spell it for those listening.
ENTHUZED .net. So that's just my folio. And Instagram is Jac Enthused, the Z as well, and idlehandsprintco.com for shirts, hoodies, stickers, everything.
Everything else that you need.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And anything that you want to tell the people, Jack, about anything that you've come across?
No, not really.
That's
Check out more of your show.
No, don't plug me. Plug yourself. We're here for you today.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that like you've answered a lot of questions that a lot of people had in your field of work. Oh, and I guess just lastly, like, and I think, we brushed over this as well.
Yeah.
But you've done album covers and stuff previously.
Yeah. You know Spit and Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We hear
the
them.
Hourglass. Yeah, that's my artwork.
Hourglass.
Yeah.
That's your one.
Yeah. So it's a bit different from what I usually do, but done a few albums and People Under the Stairs.
People Under the Stairs.
Yeah.
Who else have you done? It's funny because now this is just be like a quick little bar.
I don't know. Thing is, like, once I've done something, I just, kind of file it away, it's done, and then just looking forward. So it's done a few, a lot of local stuff.
Yeah. And I guess lastly, the last question I have, but in regards to small animations and people that want to get, like, those even, like, created, like, where would be the best point for them to even start?
I would say, work up the concept and get yourself, like, a little, like, press kit of the show.
Okay.
Or, like, a little Bible. So you've got all your characters, who they are, what they stand for. Yeah, just try and get together as much as you can. If you've got story ideas, just, lay them out. Yeah, just try and build your world and then, take it to someone. Like, approach ABC or there's probably, I don't even know where you'd go, but, yeah, there's a lot of places that you could take it. And
But there's always someone.
yeah, I mean, if they're not the right person, they'll say, take it here instead. And yeah.
And I guess that's what people don't acknowledge. Everyone's so afraid of hearing no, but it's like, just because you hear a no,
People-
like you might have just asked the wrong person.
Yeah, and people want content. Like with all Netflix and all these streaming sites, people are just wanting animated shows and content. So there's work out there.
100%.
And yeah, I think it's just going to get bigger in Australia.
It's just how bad do you want it?
Yeah,
How bad do you want it?
yeah, go get it.
No, but that's sick. Jack, thank you so much for coming on
Ah, thanks
and
for having me,
blessing us
man.
with everything as well. Like, you've really, at least for me, I've learned a lot. I was like, now I understand why I had to wait so long for my seasons of shows.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, it actually is a lot more of a process than I thought.
yeah.
If anything, it's probably easier to film, like, real life stuff because,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you haven't got much post-production to do.
yeah, if there's no, like, extra special effects and stuff like that as
Yeah.
well. And I know that one day you'll find your place within a horror movie doing some special
hope
effects, and that'll
so.
be sick as well.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It'll be sick. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on, Jack.
Yeah.
I couldn't thank you anymore. Thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Ah, thank you.
Everybody go look at their stuff. When the show drops, go watch that because that shit's going to be good as. Even I've seen my snippets and it's not mucking around. But I guess that's it for Different Kind of Genius this week. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Peace out. One love. And I'll see you all next week. Jack, thank you so much. Thank you
Thanks,
so
man.
much. Cheers. Liam,
Awesome.
you know what to do. Wrap that shit up.